so bossy.
Your dad will have to chase the boys away when you're older.
You look so pretty.
He picks on you because he likes you. You need to wax your eyebrows.
Don't wear that to school, you're gonna distract the boys.
Oh, you like video games? The boys must love that.
Don't be a slut.
No guy wants to have sex with a virgin.
How much did you have to drink that night?
Well, what were you wearing that night?
Why are you getting so emotional?
Stop being such an attention whore.
Don't be so bitchy.
Stop being so dramatic.
It must be that time of the month.
You'd be really pretty if you just made an effort.
You'd be much prettier if you smiled.
You're so exotic. Where are you from?
Nice rack.
I was just trying to give you a compliment.
You don't want to go out with me? You're ugly anyway. Is that all you're going to eat? You eat a lot for a girl.
You drink whiskey?
You like football?
Your drive is kind of intimidating. What war on reproductive rights?
Can women have it all?
Are you like a feminist?
Oh, you travel alone? Is that like an eat, pray, love thing?
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
You don't want kids? Aren't you worried you won't be fulfilled?
Your biological clock is ticking.
You're not taking your husband's last name?
You don't even look like you had a baby.
Are you planning on working after the baby's born?
You'd be so bored at home.
You're going to let someone else raise your kids when you go back to work?
Does your husband mind that you make more money than him?
Your husband cooks dinner? You really have him well trained.
You're dating a younger man?
You're such a cougar. He traded her in for a younger model.
You should feel grateful you were catcalled.
Do you feel fulfilled that you were just a stay-at-home mom?
Isn't that outfit a little young for you?
You still wear makeup. How adorable.
You must have been beautiful when you were younger.
Jessica Samakow, managing voices editor of the Huffington Post, writes, "Throughout our lives, women hear insidious, often conflicting messages about what it means to be a woman, about how we should act, talk, and look. In the video you just viewed, girls and women deliver messages you'd never say to a boy or a man, one after another. Each individual remark may seem inconsequential, but listening to them in totality shows just how never-ending and exhausting subtle sexism really is. Commentary on women's bodies, minds, and decisions knows no bounds."
In order to get a better understanding of society's opinions on women today, we decided to conduct a survey. The survey's participants consisted of college students, and they were asked for their opinions on a variety of controversial topics surrounding women. Out of the 15 people who had responded, 13 were female, 1 was male, and 1 person chose not to specify. Our next question had asked, would you respect a female that has higher authority than yourself? 14 out of the 15 responded yes, while 1 responded no. One of the most controversial questions we had asked was, do you look down upon single mothers in the workforce? And every participant answered no. Another question we had asked was, do you view a woman in the same way you would a man if they were to have the same amount of sexual partners? 7 out of 15 responded yes, and 8 said no. The last question our participants had to answer was to list one stereotypical occupation for both men and women. The most frequent answer we received for men was a construction worker, and the most frequent answer we received for women was a nurse. What we found even more amazing was that these findings about stereotypical occupations matched the U.S. Department of Labor's 2014 statistics on employment. The DOL had reported that the majority of women in the workforce were employed by the health services industry, while a significant amount of men were employed by the construction industry. Where did women stand 50 years ago compared to today? Have we, as a society, made improvements to give both men and women equal opportunities? Well, in fact, we have. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, only 38% of women participated in the workforce in 1963, but in 2012, it has risen to 58%. The number of mothers in the workforce has risen 30% from 1962 to 2012, and women have become more educated. The number of 4-year college graduates has grown 5 times its size since 1962, and the number of high school graduates has nearly doubled. Even though women have made great strides to break down the barriers created by the patriarchal system, there is still work to be done. Let's hope by the next 50 years, society will have broken down all of the inequalities created by this male-dominated culture. Today, we claim to be unbiased, non-discriminatory, and integrated. However, there is still discrimination, especially when looking at the earnings between men and women. From past to present, men have made more money than women for completing the same jobs. Although there has been significant improvement since 1979, society is still constantly fighting the inequalities created by the patriarchal system. So, what does this mean for us today? Well, first we should realize that we are not as unbiased and non-discriminatory as we would like to be. With this being said, as a society, we should focus our attention on ending these inequalities in order to be the society we imagine ourselves as.
American women are viewed positively or negatively based on their ability to fit the beauty norms of our society. While makeup usage and style has changed throughout history, what has not changed is the fact that the majority of women wear makeup on a day-to-day basis to emphasize their femininity in order to accommodate the desires of men. In American society, the worth of a woman is defined by her ability to properly portray the standards for beauty that are visible through mass media. Wearing makeup is just one of the many ways in which women do gender. Many believe that how a woman views herself is shown through the time and care she puts into becoming beautiful through her use of makeup.
Throughout history, women have struggled to meet unattainable body and beauty standards. Society has made a consensus on how women should look and dress, which has led to emphasized femininity, and women are supposed to follow these standards. Our generation is mainly connected through social media portals, leaving women to be constantly reminded of these standards.
I would like to share with you something I learned just recently, a little lesson, which is people may care about people who care about themselves, but I just don't really care about those people.
Not really following.
No. And then there you are.
In this clip, they strive to show how women can have a career that would be stereotypical for a man, but then they tell the young girl that she has a better physical appearance with her hair down. In society, physical appearance plays an important role in our daily lives. We strive to achieve the standard that is set forth by society. One way we look at ourselves or how others look at us is by a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being what is the ultimate physical appearance, and 10 being the least what we don't want to look like. Women are stereotyped based on these ratings.
Every day in schools across the U.S., girls are sent home because of what they are wearing. Educational institutions, public and private alike, continue to discriminate against young women that come to school in clothing that is too revealing for a classroom setting. Taking young women out of school in order to promote a safe and fun environment for all students has not actually improved the school setting by benefiting any specific group of students. The removal of female students for their wearing of inappropriate garments has put them behind in their studies. When a woman is continuously told by others that she is a slut, she will in most cases eventually begin to feel that she is one. Girls are inadvertently conforming to beliefs that others hold about them, even if those beliefs are known by the individual to be untrue. Self-fulfilling stereotypes are substantially impactful when it comes to the way in which an individual views him or herself. What young women in America truly need most is to stay in school and be allowed to freely express themselves through fashion statements.
In media, women are constantly being sexualized. In music videos such as Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke, people view women as more appealing or will catch more attention when women are wearing less clothing. On the other hand, in much of the media, men are not sexualized like women are.
Looking at the bare numbers, it's easy to see that there are far less women working higher-level jobs. The statistics show that the number of women steadily drops as they make their way up the employment ladder. This, however, greatly contradicts this chart, in which women were seen to have achieved higher scores than men when tested on their leadership qualities. This calls to mind the question of whether or not women are being discriminated on because of their abilities or because of their sex. In conclusion, it's safe to say that in a patriarchal society such as the one we live in, women seem to be facing a great deal of inequality starting at the moment they are born, from payment to employment to beauty standards. Thankfully, we are continuing to progress towards a future that holds equality for everyone, regardless of whether or not you are a man or a woman.
This is a man's world, but it wouldn't